Alrighty, everybody. What's up, guys? Good to see you all. We are picking back up on our. Actually, you know what? This is the first storm spotting stream of the year, man. It's been a while since we've actually been able to do this. I do have my MESONET set up. I do have my live camera set up. This is all data coming from the NWW16 center here. We got quite a few cells popping off. Really starting to go here. Winds are definitely picking up quite a bit. What's up, Ponderosa? Good to see ya. Hope all is well. This is not coverage. I want to go ahead and let y'all know this is not coverage. This is more of just storm spotting, just kind of chilling out. We might touch up on some storms here and there, but I still have not went to bed since yesterday. I know I said I was going to, but I just couldn't fall asleep. But anyways, good to see you guys. Hope all is well. Yeah, we just actually had a little bit of a shower roll through here. Let's see here. Yeah, we just had a little bit of a shower roll through here. Dropped a little bit of rain. What's up, Found by Chance? Good to see you, friend. Hope you're doing good. But yeah, so we're definitely starting to get some pop-up showers and some storms out here. Here, let me move this up so you guys can probably see me a little bit better. We'll go ahead and pull up the other program here. If I can even... Oh, there it is. I was going to say, if I can even find it. Not even anything the coverage really a bust. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's performing very well. As opposed to what we were expecting. I mean, there's definitely a couple of tornado warnings and stuff like that, but I really haven't seen much of any of them that were really confirmed here. Here's our current view outside. Winds right now are they're picking up a little bit. As you can see, those trees are moving. There's a tiny bit of delay on the MESONET there, but it is all data coming from my MESONET station. I see 11.2 mile an hour winds there. Yeah, max today so far was 18 miles per hour here. So definitely a little bit windy. Clouds, I tell you, they are moving. They are definitely moving. If we hop back over here, actually, let's bring up the other radar. We'll bring up this. What's up, Christy? Good to see you, friend. Great clouds in Pinellas. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, it's definitely starting to get a little crazy over here in Florida. We do have a couple of warnings. We have one over here by Jacksonville, 60 mile per hour wind gusts here, and we also have one for Cross City area. If we hop over here back to Lakeland area, you can see we're definitely starting to see some convection popping off in Polk County, which we actually did see. I did see some rain not too long ago, probably about 15 minutes ago or so, from these cells. And if we hop back over to my live camera, this is all live, by the way. We can see what we got going on here, which definitely is pretty cloudy. Like I said, those clouds are moving pretty quick because you got that lower level jet that's pretty strong. Found by Chance says we got nasty snow and wind yesterday, northwest Missouri. So, yeah, it's crazy how a lot of you guys were expecting to see some severe weather, of course, and then of course we have the a little bit of winter weather actually on it as well. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. All right, it actually looks like we have some new cells developing to our south here. By the way, I will excuse me. I will mention that we are actually this camera is actually pointing north, by the way, and we're in Lakeland, Florida. So just to kind of put things in perspective, I have a camera. I have the little POV thing. Oh, no way. Uh-oh. My radio's going off, probably. Well, there it is. Here, we'll go and play this for you guys. Remember, a tornado watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds in and close to the watched area. That's from my weather radio. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. There it is. Stay tuned.
tuned to NOAA Weather Radio, commercial radio, and television outlets for internet sources for the latest severe weather information. Repeating, Tornado Watch number 70 has been issued until 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for the following county: Pasco, Florida. Tide forecast.
All right. Well, there you go. That's that. That's the tornado watch they actually added for Pinellas County. Or, sorry, Pasco. My bad. Let's see. North Alabama had an inch of snow today. Really? That's crazy. That's honestly crazy. Here, let's go back to our outside camera for you guys. Yep, so this is a live camera in the MESONET data. This is all live. I actually, a little bit of a fun fact if you guys didn't know, I actually have a MESONET that me and a buddy of mine built. Not some cheapy weather station. No, this is some high grade stuff. Let's just say it costed a lot of money, unfortunately. But anyways, let's see. What's up, Just? Good to see you, friend. Saying hello, what's happening? We are storm spotting here in Florida. This is my live camera I have outside, or actually at my window, pointing outside because I don't want to get it wet. Wait, look at that. Is that a big cumulonimbus cloud up there straight ahead? That looks like that could be a side of a storm here. You know what that is? That's this little guy right here on the radar. Boom. Here, let's get rid of that POV thing, or the FOV thing. So that little cell is what you're looking at right there. We're literally looking like right at the side right here, I'm pretty sure. That's crazy, dude. Maybe head to sleep soon. Sounds good, Christy. Honestly, I don't even know how I'm awake right now. I'm still awake from the coverage from last night. I just have so much excitement for all this severe weather and stuff that I just really wanted to stay up. But I am feeling it, trust me. I'm whooped. I'm going to get some good sleep tonight, I tell you. Roby says, stay safe. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, we're supposed to get the line here in a little bit. Models were really trending towards a bit of a prefrontal set of storms here to roll through, and then the main line will roll through later on. But we are in a slight risk here where I'm at. That level 2 threat here, let's hop back over here. We'll pull up our day 1. Yeah, so Lakeland, where I'm at, we do have a level 2 slight risk here. Let's see, tornado probability. Actually, yeah, we're out of that 2%. It's like they literally cut the 2% out from me, so I can't say I'm in it. But we do have a 15% wind threat here, and hail threat we have a 5%. So mainly damaging winds, but couldn't rule out some hail. So we'll definitely keep an eye on it. That we will. Oh, you know what? We're starting to get some more cells firing to my south here. Holy moly. So, yeah, we might actually see some of these. Do I have a storm plan? Grab a camera and go outside? I'm kidding. Don't do that. That's a really bad idea. That's a terrible idea. Definitely don't do that. Slept about 3 hours. Yeah, I feel like nobody's getting sleep. I feel like everybody's sleep deprived right now because we've been wanting to stay up and see what this moderate's doing. But, you know, knock on wood, seems like it's going good so far. Doesn't seem like we've seen a lot of anything crazy. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure yesterday too. I think it was probably more active than it was yesterday. See, I was asleep during a lot of yesterday's event. Really preparing for today. And from what I saw, it wasn't as active per se. Roby says I slept good but woke up freezing. Let's see here. Got down to 16. Really? Goodness. What's up, Games? Good to see you. Dude, I could not sleep last night. Yeah. Me too, man. Me too. Whenever I said I was going to head off and get some sleep, I tried to, but I couldn't. And, yeah. And I was whooped from doing coverage. I mean, we streamed a little bit. Oh my god, look at all these cells, dude. Holy cow. Florida's starting to really get them popping off. Well, what I was going to say here is that I don't even remember what I was going to say. That just shows you I'm losing my mind, y'all. Losing my mind. We got a pretty big storm developing up by Polk City. A lot of those are multicellular storms are kind of converging. Let's see here. I'm really curious to see what we're gonna get on that main line. It looks like the outer bands of a hurricane. They do. They really do, don't they? You know, Christy, I am excited for hurricane season this year. It's not good to wish storms upon anybody or anything like that, but I really hope we get a good one. Um, you know, just because of the thrill of the storms here. I mean, look at this, dude. We're getting storms firing all around here. It only takes one to develop right near me and it right over the camera. I mean, they are popping off left and right. We do got some cumulus. There's a bird over there. We do have some cumulus there pointing to the north. That might be these cells up here. Oops. Here, let's go to the latest frame here. Those might be these guys way up ahead. See, me too, we are weird. That's fair. That's fair. Oh, wow, Ruby. I got you. Gotcha. But yeah, I just love a good storm, man. I do. I love these weather days, and I ain't gonna lie, I really miss these these live streams for you, like that we do these more relaxed, you know, streams that we do, Storm Spot, and they're just kind of nice. I don't know. It's just nice to have like a break from coverage and doing something like this. Tracking them is a bit more fun than tornadoes, at least for me. Yeah, I agree. No, tropics is where it's at for me. A little bit of a fun fact, actually, tropical weather is my favorite kind of weather. Wow, look at those trees. If I had an anemometer up there, I'm sure that'd be good 20 plus miles an hour easy. We do have some slowdowns. My mesonet, the wind that we're recording is recording from I think I set it up to 18 feet. I'm pretty sure 18 feet. So, but yeah, no, I agree, Christy. We're just a different kind of people, I guess. But you know what? There ain't nothing wrong with that. Not at all. Not one bit. All right. We actually did get a special marine warning. That's in effect here. So the main line's gonna be. Let's see. So there's your main line right here. I mean, we have a lot of different lines firing off. So there's that those new tornado watches they added for a lot of kind of northern Florida. I wonder if they're going to add any severe thunderstorm watches for Central Florida. That's what I've been kind of wondering all day, if they're going to do that or not. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see. I mean, we do have that 15% wind risk after all. So, typically, from what I remember, if conditions warrant, from what I've always seen, slight risks usually include watches, but we'll see. Seems like there's quite a bit of lightning on the main line itself here. Starting to get a lot of lightning on the prefrontal storms that we were just looking at. I tell you what, though, earlier this morning, those streams were pretty wild, man. They were definitely pretty wild. That larger line will bring nasty conditions. Yeah, mostly damaging winds and stuff like that. That's the main line. Here, let's hop back on over here real quickly. So that's this guy. So this is the main line right here. Then you got the prefrontals and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm here in Lakeland. You know what? I mean, obviously I don't want to dox myself or anything, but these guys are firing off really close. Really close. That looks like that could be one right ahead of us. Look at that. Wait a minute, is that thing vertically growing? I'm waiting for that bit of clouds to go right between the tree line there. I'm pretty sure that might be an updraft. So all this warm, moisture-filled air that's on the surface right now is getting launched into the upper atmosphere. That is definitely a storm. Holy cow, look at that thing, dude. Wow. You know what? Hold on. I need to check something real fast. Yeah, I believe that is one of these cells. Not exactly sure which one, but definitely one of the cells here. Yeah, it seemed like these guys really started popping off a bit early too. So not only do we have quite a few of them, I feel like we have quite a bit. We have quite a bit of these guys popping off here. Let's bring up the models real quickly. Actually, while I bring up models, I'll keep you guys on the outside cam so you can see that storm. Let's see. We do have the sub-hourly HRRR we can pull up. We'll do that real quick. We'll do HRRR sub-hourly. My computer's not very happy with all the stuff I have running between my MESONET software, streaming, all my radar programs. It's not liking me very much. You know what's honestly wild? Here, let's hop to the models real quickly. So this is the HRRR sub-hourly. So it actually doesn't show the convection, these cells possibly popping off until like, oh wait, this is 1:30, but that's still early because they started popping off a little bit ago. Main line will be through me about 6 o'clock, maybe 6:30-ish or so. Yeah, sometime right around in there. Here, let's look at there's a big difference between the RRFS run and the HRRR. I mean, a significant difference. Yeah, see, the RRFS did show a couple cells popping off here. And then it shows that line dissipating. But the HRRR heavily disagrees. What's up, all? Good to see you, friend. Like, the HRRR, if we go back to the HRRR sub-hourly, you can see that, I mean, it completely disagrees. Still shows that line very much intact. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it's just up to kind of wait and see type of ordeal. So there's a live cam outside. This is our live view. Literally, the camera's like 5 feet from me. Point out the window. Wow, look at that column out there. Holy moly. I mean, you see how fast these storm clouds are moving? That's that jet stream. That's that insane kinematics that we have right now. I mean, even in central Florida where I'm at, these winds are pretty crazy. Here, let me pull up meso analysis. I'm actually curious to see what height, how fast the bulk shear is. Let me go ahead and pull this up here. Meso analysis. And then we'll show you guys here in a minute when I get it up. All right, here, let's hop back over here for a minute. So there's that line. We're like right here. According to meso analysis, my area, this is for exactly my area. According to meso analysis, I have right now 2,300 joules per kilogram of instability. Very fat thermo profiles. No cap, obviously. There is no capping inversion. These guys are popping off left and right. Oh my gosh, wait, we have a new wave coming in. Holy cow. Hold up. Look at these. Do you guys see all these little cells trying to fire off here? They're everywhere, dude. Oh my goodness. That's crazy, dude. We are getting like hundreds of these cells developing. Wow. All right, Christy, sounds good. Alt says waiting for snow in Pennsylvania. Got you, man. They do have a special marine warning here for areas north of Clearwater. I think Christy said that she's in Clearwater. I think she went AFK, but when she gets back, we'll talk to her. So the thing about these prefrontals is that they could bring a little bit of cooler air to the surface, and I think that's probably why some of these guys they appear to be maybe fading out a little bit. Anyways, but hopping back to our thermos, I mean, tons of instability, a lot of cape here, a little bit of a dry mid-level environment. But what I'm really interested in is that lower level jet. 850 millibar shear right now in Florida. This is showing, what, 35 knots. So we have a 35 knot lower level jet right over me right now. So looking at those clouds, this is, we're seeing probably somewhere around 30, 35 knots or so, because those clouds are fairly shallow. They're not super high up. They're right around that 850 millibar height. Those clouds that we are literally looking right now, they're pretty close to the surface and about roughly 850 millibar height. So these guys are moving kind of northeast. Because like I said, the camera's pointing north. Camera's pointing directly to the north here. And you can see that the clouds they're kind of moving to the right, which is northeast, and that lines up perfectly. Let's see, we'll pull up our mid-level shear. Mid-level shear, about 40 knots at 500 millibar, 20,000 feet. So yeah, these all, really this whole thick layer is moving about 35, 40 knots. So what's up, free thinking? Am I in a tornado warning again? I don't know. Let me look. I don't think so. I think your threat's way over with. Yeah, no, you're good. Free thinking, your severe weather threat has been long gone, because that line has hit you a long time ago. Like if I bring up our radar here, you can see Macon's right here. We have a couple of showers, but the main line is now in eastern, literally going off the coast of Georgia at this point. So you're good. You're good. Yeah, believe it or not, the threat's actually kind of, I don't know, it just feels like the threat's going faster than I thought it would. Does anybody else feel that too? I don't know. I just kind of feel like this severe weather threat's going by fast today. I don't know. I kind of expected everything to fire off later on, but I mean, oh wow, look at that storm. Whoa, dude. Look at that big old puffy cloud up there. That right there could be a storm trying to fire off here. I wish it was. I wish the shear wasn't so strong. I mean, we wouldn't be getting as many organized storms. Yeah, look at the thickness of that thing. But anyways, if we just had like it stuck on frame right there, no wind shear, you'd see a lot of vertical growth. Which that's the thing about Florida is we typically don't have much wind shear, but we do. We do today. Because of that strong low up there, and that low over there is by the Great Lakes right now. And we're still having strong wind shear all the way down in Florida, Central Florida, per se. Got a warning on my phone. Thank you. I wasn't sure. No, you're good. You're good for thinking. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Carol, what's up? Good to see you. Saying hi, Andrew. Family member is in Atlantic City tonight and traveling to Shenandoah, Virginia. Will she be safe? What time? Where is Atlantic City? I need to figure that out, actually. Is this New Jersey, I'm assuming? Atlantic City, New Jersey. What time is she leaving? So going from Atlantic City to Shenandoah, gotcha. Because, yeah, the main line will be mostly pushing out. See, the main line should be out by midnight. So, she might run into a little bit of thunderstorm activity. But Yeah, but by then though, the main threat will be mostly over. I think she'll be okay. She just might run into maybe a little bit of storm activity on the way. Tuesday late morning. Oh, you said tomorrow. I thought tonight. No, absolutely fine. Yeah, Carol, she'll be absolutely fine. Or your family member, whoever it is. They'll be absolutely fine. Because at this point, that whole line would be off the U.S. East Coast at that point. So, nope, all good, all good, all good. So, if you guys are wondering here, you can see in the bottom right panel that is actually our MESONET data. If you don't know what a MESONET is, it's a fancy weather station. It's a station that me and a friend of mine built a while back. A lot of time and money went into that thing, and just to think, no, it's not a cheapy weather station. It's not one you find on Amazon. No, this, give or take, this costed about $3,000 to build this mesonet I have. This is the type of stuff that you'd see on, those mobile mesonets, storm chasers out there. Um, it's definitely really high quality data. That's what we're shooting for. Because a little bit of a fun fact. I don't know if a lot of you guys knew this or not, but when I'm not doing storm coverage, I'm actually doing weather research. So, and I use this Mesonet for doing some weather research and just pulling all kinds of data and stuff. He said it's legit. Oh yeah, totally, totally legit. It's about as legit as it can get, really. So I mean, it's good data. We got everything we need on this panel right here. We got a live camera. We got all the Mesonet data. We got temperature, dew point, humidity, rainfall, station pressure. So STPR station pressure. So that's the pressure that those stations are reading without any calculations for altitude. And then MSLP is mean sea level pressure, which that calculates for altitude. Yeah, so actually our mean sea level pressure right now is 1,009 millibars, which average sea level pressure is 1,013 millibars. So we are below average. So it makes sense we have this low coming through. So, but it is not nearly as low as say some of these areas to the north. This central low of that system up in what is it? That central low up by the Great Lakes earlier was down to 986 millibars. I think right now, let's see here. Let's actually look at that real quickly. I think the low right at the moment is down to, yeah, still 986. Here, we'll bring you guys back over here. So there you go. There's meso analysis. You can see still 986 millibars. I mean, look at these isobars here. These, if you don't know what an isobar is, these are these black lines. So they represent an area of equal pressure. So every area that's connected in this line is the same pressure. And we're closer to that low, so that central low is right here. So that's where the strongest low pressure is. But yeah, basically how crammed these guys are together, how tightly compressed these isobars are, is telling us that the pressure is changing quite dramatically, over a relatively short distance. So, that is definitely pretty strong, and that's what's really contributing to some strong winds on the backside. Because we're basically building in high pressure again, which is allowing the winds to flow pretty strong. Carol says perfect things. Of course, no problem. You're very welcome, friend. No problem at all. Yeah, I can't tell you guys how excited I was to do a storm spot and stream. Like I've been waiting for the moment. Wait a minute. I think there might be a storm trying to fire off over me. Right near me. Okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on that. If we get another storm firing off right over us, that'd be some good data. So I've been collecting data since earlier this morning. So not only do I have it displaying every second worth of data, but I'm also saving every second worth of data to a CSV file, actively logging to my desktop. So after the event, I can throw it in Google Sheets or whatever program I want to use and graph everything. So I can do that, and then I can match up the radar, and then by doing so, I can get a nice little um, analytic data set there to where I can put radar over observations, and by doing that, I can just kind of picture together what we got going on. It's really important for overlaying radar because I could see the moments of where I could be in the updraft or the downdraft of the storm, and just how the temperature dropped, stuff like that. It's really really cool. Pressure as well. There was one storm last year that we were in during one of these storm spotting streams last year. It was last summer, and we actually got it was really cool. We actually got caught in the updraft of the storm, and there was a very obvious little V shape on the pressure. And that lowest part of the V was the lowest part of the pressure. Really cool. I mean, really, really cool stuff. So we actually measured quite a bit of deviation. Or I should really say oscillation in the pressure. Really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. I'm really hoping to collect some more data. I really want to get some data on more hurricanes and tropical cyclones with this MESONET. Which this thing did go through Milton. It does have Milton on it, as well as it wasn't in its full iteration at the time we had Milton. So the wind data collected was null essentially. But the pressure data, though, that we got from Milton, this particular station measured the MSLP, the mean sea level pressure, down to 970, I think it was 974 millibars per mean sea level. Now, station pressure, which is the absolute pressure that the station is collecting, got down to 971. Ignore my alarm, by the way. Sorry about that. That was my alarm to get up for these storms. And I never went to bed. So, why do I feel like a podcaster now? I legit got for storm. I literally went from storm coverage earlier, streaming like 3-4 hours worth of storm coverage over the night. And now I just feel like a podcaster looking at clouds go by, talking about the weather. But you know what? Honestly, this is my kind of stream. I ain't gonna lie, the coverages, they can get a little intense. Like earlier this morning, I mean, we had quite a few storms popping off, several severe warnings. A couple tornado warnings popping off left and right here. But yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know. Maybe we should take up a podcast. I'm kidding. I'm not doing that. Oh, man. You know what? But what I was getting to, though, is that these streams, to me, they're really peaceful. I always just storm spot on my own. And, the fact that we have the MESONET data, the live camera, the radar, it's the perfect mix. It really is. And this is really a time where I could just sit down, relax, and talk to you guys about weather, if it's any specific subject. And I don't got to worry about, moving on to other people's forecasts and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I love doing it, but it's a lot. It's a lot. Doing the zip codes, it's hard. It really is. I mean, stream after stream, doing zip code after zip code, looking back and forth. Every time I do it, it adds up. It's crazy, but like I said, I'm glad to do it, and I know it helps out people, and that alone makes it more than worth it. But yeah, these streams where they're more sit back, relax, just watch the clouds. see what the environment's doing, look at the radar, look at the data we're collecting. I mean, it's nice. It really is. What's up, ATR? Good to see you, dude. Saying we appreciate all you do. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. And, I appreciate all of you guys as well. I really do. Yeah, I'm really, really happy and really thankful for where I'm at on this channel. Do I think today underperformed? Absolutely. But it's not over yet. I mean, the event's still going on. And it is only early afternoon, so I mean, things could pick up. But I feel like as far as like tornadoes have been, they actually removed that 15%, by the way. But as far as tornadoes have been, like, observed, I don't even think we hardly had any of them observed. I mean, I could be wrong, but from what I've seen, I haven't seen many observed. I've seen a couple of warnings be issued. There's actually one that was issued for Fauquier County and Prince William County, where right around where I was born and raised. But I don't think it materialized. I think it was just radar indicated. I think it stayed that way. Wow, look at all that cloud growth up ahead. So stuff like that can, if you get all these multi-cellular systems trying to develop, they could really lower severity. But then you got the main line that comes through later on today. ATR says South Carolina underperformed after it left upstate. It barely was severe. Huh. I got you. Here, let's hop you guys back over here so you guys can see me again for a minute. We'll bring up our other radar. So we do have a handful of severe warnings right now, but I don't think we have any tornado warnings at the moment. Yeah, these are all severe warnings. Matter of fact, actually, all of these are for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Every single severe thunderstorm warning right now that's in effect is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. I want to know why'd the watch get removed. I don't think it got removed. I just think the program's doing something. But anyways. But yeah, definitely... I love how we have freeze warnings all the way down to the Gulf Coast. That's crazy, dude. Got some red flag warning. I thought these were ice storm warnings for a minute because it has the same color. I was like, wait a minute. Nah, we're good. We did get quite a bit of winter weather up, though, to the north. We actually still got some of these blizzard warnings in effect here. So, yeah. We had a 10-mile-an-hour wind barb there. Did you all see that? So, by the way, the wind barbs, typically they're knots, but I have mine set to miles per hour. Because a lot of people don't understand miles an hour more than knots. Which, I'm the same way. I grew up more on miles per hour, but I've adapted to knots as well, which not that hard. We really use knots when talking about speeds of the atmosphere through different levels, as well as like tropical forecasting. I mean, we mostly I think knots is the most commonly used wind speed measurement in meteorology. From atmospheric science atmospheric sounding is what I meant to say. Stuff like that. Carol, thank you for the $2, friend. That's greatly appreciated. Thank you for that. That really means a lot to me. You did not have to do that, friend. Big shout out to you, Carol. Thanks for the $2. ATR says, when do I think peak tornado threat is, in my opinion? What, for this event? Or for the season in general? When do I think we'll have like the most activity? This event, I mean, it should be going on now. It should have already been going on, We had that 15%. Like I said, they actually removed it. We're down to a 10% sig risk now. So, yeah. I mean, we'll have to see what happens. That we will. Them trees are just a swaying, man. For this event in general. Gotcha. Gotcha. Oh, and in general. I mean, I'd really have to break out the climatology models, which I really don't feel like doing right now. I ain't gonna lie, but typically peak severe weather season is usually right around April, May. Depends where though, because then you go into like June, and then you get more severe weather further up north. Basically, every month you go later, the higher latitude um, severe weather season starts. Essentially, it's later for areas further up north, because as the everything heats up, eventually it'll heat up enough to where you constantly have high dew points, warm temperatures, stuff like that up north, to where any low that develops could add shear to the environment and organize storm structures and stuff like that. So they usually get it later. This early is a little bit difficult for some areas, especially up high to the north, because the problem mostly is not wind shear. They certainly almost have a lot of wind shear at any part of the year, but with these events. But the main thing is advecting enough moisture to high enough latitudes to get storms going. Not to mention have steep lapse rates, because the more you. By the way, lapse rates, for those who don't know, is simply the rate at which temperature drops off over altitude. And so simply by having a cold front bringing down cold air from up north and bringing in warm air from down south, basically what you want is to really heat up those lower levels, and you want to really cool down those mid levels. And by doing so, you essentially create steep lapse rates. And since hot air wants to rise, and cold air wants to sink, having those lapse rates makes that warm air positively buoyant, meaning that once you get that air off the ground into the colder environment, it wants to rise naturally due to density. And it's really cool. It's really cool. And so the rising warm air has to be warmer than the surrounding air to continually be positively buoyant. I'm probably just rambling, and I probably lost you guys a long time ago. I'm sorry. Anyways, but yeah, it's cool. It's really neat. Thermodynamics can be a pain, but they're also really neat. I mean, it just goes for weather in general. There's some things that could be a little tricky to grasp, but once you get it, it's like okay. It's really cool. I mean, then you put the pictures together, kinematically, thermodynamically, wind shear wise, thermodynamic wise, like lapse rates, CAPE, dew points, temperatures, whatever. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. So actually, we do have a few cells firing off to the north. I think that's actually what we're seeing here on the camera right now. You see that tall column right there at the top of the tree? So you see that it's literally almost to the gray banner at the top. That, I believe, is an updraft. I really believe that is warm air rising up into the cooler environment, actively condensing and propelling upward. So that's what an updraft looks like. It starts off as just a big column of air that rises. And then eventually over time, as it reaches the upper atmosphere, and that warm air that's rising cools down, eventually reaching what we call the equilibrium level, the point at which the rising air parcel's temperature becomes equal to the environment, in which at that point we stop rising. That cloud top stops rising. But then what happens is, the natural state of cold air, and like I said, density between warm and cold air. Naturally, the cold air wants to sink once it gets up to a certain level. And by having strong wind shear, strong winds flowing through the atmosphere, you can ensure that your updraft, that warm air that's rising, gets separated from your downdraft, that cold air that's sinking. And by doing so, you complete a closed circuit, or a closed cycle, I should say, to pretty much where it'll run efficiently by keeping that warm air that's coming in the storm separated from that cold air that's going out of the storm. And that's why you really see the temperatures drop after a storm, is because, believe it or not, you're actually getting all of that cold air from the upper altitudes. So that's why it actually gets so cold from a thunderstorm. Partially why. Also, there's other things involved, but most of it, the main thing is that it's bringing down a lot of, bringing down a lot of air from the cooler environment. A lot of it actually has to do with some of the energy trapped within the rain itself, because all precipitation, or most precipitation, starts off as actually snow, in those upper elevations, and then it goes through the warmer layers and it melts. You got those ice crystals, stuff like that. But anyways, I'm getting too ahead of myself right now, getting too far in depth, but. I don't know. It's cool. It's really cool. And whoa, 14.7. Look at the wind barb on that. Sheesh. That was a nice little gust. Anyways, but what I was saying, it's really cool. It really is. There's a lot to it, but and then going back to the whole how thunderstorms form, they really get a lot of their fuel, their moisture from the lower levels. From near surface. And so, like I was mentioning before in previous streams, the warmer the air, the more water vapor the air can hold. The colder the air, the less it can hold. And think of it as a capacity in a tank. Warmer air has a bigger tank that can hold more water vapor. Cold air is a smaller tank that can hold less. And the humidity is how close it is to overfilling. So if your humidity is 100%, if you're at a relative humidity of 100%, that means that the air can no longer hold any more water vapor, and it has to go somewhere. So it transitions from a gaseous state of water vapor into a liquid state of liquid water. And by doing so, that actually releases heat, and we call this latent heat. So, and that can actually help propel rising air parcels. You got that warm air that's rising up into the environment, and the heat that's generated from the transition from water vapor to liquid water actually releases heat in the process and warms the parcel further. Really cool stuff. And that's how you can get elevated convection, or higher convection, up into the atmosphere. Really neat stuff. And there is something that's opposite to latent heat. So actually, if you have a dry layer in the atmosphere, say you get some rain above it, the rain falls down through the dry layer, and as the rain falls through that drier layer, this is what we call evaporative cooling. But essentially, what happens is that some of that liquid water actually gets reabsorbed back into water vapor, into the air, and whenever it comes to it, it's like I said, that's evaporative cooling, and by doing so, and by transitioning from a water droplet into water vapor, you actually cool down the environment. And this could actually really enhance damaging wind days. If you have a big, we call a dew point depression, which is simply just your temperature minus your dew point. The greater the number, the lower the humidity, the drier that level is, which is why we can have some really big damaging wind days with a high dew point depression, really low humidity on the surface, because of evaporative cooling. And as we know, cold air sinks, hot air rises. Basically, as that cold air sinks and it goes into the drier environment, it actually enhances that downwards motion. Anyways, I'm getting really in depth here. I apologize. I just get going, man. I just get going. Have I ever thought about getting a meteorologist degree? You have the skills to get it, in my opinion. Unless you already have it, you're very smart. I do not have it, but I've been self-taught for probably 8+ years. I'm not sure exactly how long, but I've been doing this for years. Um, personal studying, books, or not news articles, but articles. Actually talked to meteorologists themselves about weather before. A lot of it's self-taught, really, and it's really cool. It's really cool. And the one thing I will say that's really neat is, you learn one thing, and then you learn another thing, and then you find ways that they can fit together. For example, learning about thermodynamics, instability, whatever. Then you learn about kinematics, which is the motion, of these storms. And you can kind of put two and two together, and you're like, oh, well, that makes sense. That's how that happens. Just stuff like that, It's really cool stuff. Really, really neat stuff. But anyways. All right, y'all. You know what? I think I'm probably gonna go to sleep now. I know I've been saying that, but I did want to hop on, test out the setup again, make sure everything's good to go. We're going to be seeing a lot of this year. Hopefully, we'll be doing a lot of storm spot. And, Florida, we get storms like every day almost. During our rainy season, which typically starts, from what I've observed, typically in May is when we usually start getting a lot of rain. I know April can be kind of dry still. March, not daily storms or anything, but ATR says, off topic, do I have a gaming channel? I can't remember. Yes, it's Tropical Drew, actually. If you go to the homepage of our channel here, you'll see it. And you can subscribe if you want to. But yes, we do. Actually, I've been playing on it a lot lately. What's up, Haley? Good to see you. Hope you are well. Look at the Spanish moss flow. I love Spanish moss. It's awesome. Yeah, whenever I used to go to Hilton Head Island, South Carolina, I used to go there like every year as a kid, growing up. And they had Spanish moss, and since I've been in Florida, I mean, we have it all over the place. Really cool. But yeah, we got the Spanish moss, we got the palm tree. You can actually see a palm tree in the very bottom middle. You see it going around there. That's actually a palm. But yeah, between the palm trees and the Spanish moss, I love the vegetation down here. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Just subscribe. Well, I appreciate it, ATR. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we'll be sure to, whenever I actually get rested up and stuff, I'll be live on that. Since typically when there's not any severe weather going on, I typically am a lot more active on that gaming channel. Waiting on GTA 6. That's going to be crazy. Yeah. We get a moderate risk in DC area before GTA 6. That's wild. Yeah. But anyways, it just, you know what? Just imagine when we have like a hurricane or a tropical cyclone and we can do this. Dude, it's going to be we're so back, dude. We're so back. I actually made a post the other day on our community page, saying that we're so back. And when I got that photo of the storm the other day, yeah, I actually got some pretty cool photos the other day from some other convection we had. It was in a shearless environment, so we had some really nice vertical structures. They didn't last very long because their updraft kind of literally choked them out, their downdraft choked them out. What's up, Squashy? Good to see you, friend. ATR says dynamic weather with tornadoes would be insane. Oh, in GTA 6. I was going to say, what? Yeah. I heard rumors a long time ago that they'd had hurricanes that do damage. I mean, it takes place in Florida. So, yeah. Maybe. That'd be nice. It's going to be alligators. We know that. which I can confirm we have pet alligators here in Florida. Matter of fact, alligators actually have their own licenses, and they can drive. I apologize, y'all. I'm very sleep deprived. I've been up for probably nearly a day. I almost said an hour. I've probably been up about a day or so at this point, and I am so tired. But I really couldn't sleep earlier. I really couldn't. So basically, we have tornadoes in GTA 6. Maybe that'd be cool. Imagine storm chasing in GTA 6. That'd be crazy. I really feel like everybody's hyped up for GTA 6 and watch it be like one of the biggest flops in gaming history. Watch it be like a really bad game. Watch it, I mean, just not fun. But they've been delaying it a lot and stuff like that. So, I mean, they say it's because they're trying to make it the best game ever, but we'll see. Every time it gets delayed, I don't even really want to play it too much, to be honest with you. I don't really play many games anymore, but get some sleep, fam. Yeah, I need to. I do. But we got a storm firing off ahead of us. You see it over there? Haley, I don't think they're gonna have storm chasing in GTA 6. We're just kind of joking around. That would be cool though. Look at that wind barb. We had 12.3 miles an hour. So yeah, maximum winds today so far is 18.4. I have it logged. I'm so excited for when this line hits, dude. I'm so curious to see what we're going to see on our MESONET data. Watch it say like 30, 40 mile an hour winds. That'd be crazy. Strongest winds I had on this particular MESONET was 36 miles an hour. Now, that seems pretty low. Actually, it might have been higher. But that was during Milton. And the reason it was so low, even our winds were a lot stronger than 36. But on the previous iteration of this MESONET, my anemometer did not go above my roof line. So the roof was literally blocking out all the winds. But now, thankfully, after my upgrades, I'm happy to say that the anemometer is above my roof. So, oh, look at that. 17.3! Holy cow! Dude, we almost broke our record there. Well, for the day, I should say, our daily record. Look at that, 9.2. It's just nice to sit there and watch. Dew point 68, temperature 85. Yeah, it's pretty muggy out there. You know, anytime you get your dew points in the 70s and 60s, really the 70s, and it's pretty muggy. Don't even get me started on 80-degree dew points. It feels like it feels like you're in a jungle. Honestly, we kind of are in a jungle. But we don't talk about that. At least it feels like we are anyways. I don't think Florida has... Does Florida have jungle? I know we have Everglades, like the Everglades. That's swampland, though. I don't know. It seems like those clouds are really thickening up over there. Haley says, I think you should stay up and watch the storm. Maybe. I don't know. Your boy is sleepy, though. I've been up for so long, dude. But I don't want to go to bed, because if I go to bed, then I'm going to miss the line. And if I miss the line, I'm going to be very upset. But I'll log in anyways. I've been having problems with my MESONET, actually. Yeah, or my battery for the MESONET's actually going bad. I woke up this morning to the MESONET voltage reading 9 to 10 volts, which is supposed to be 12 volts, like a normal car battery, but it's not. It's not a normal car battery. It's smaller lead acid battery. But yeah, I woke up this morning and our battery was showing 9 to 10 volts or so, 9 to 10 volts, which is very low. And it was actually so low that it completely shut off my MESONET data. So I missed all what happened last night. I'm hoping it's because we've been getting a lot of cloud cover and it hasn't had time to charge much. But typically, I don't think batteries really recover very well when they do this. Could be wrong, but we might need to start a MESONET battery fund. they're $30. They're tiny little things too. It's like, holy cow, they're expensive. You should stay up. I agree, says Ponderosa. Man, I don't know. I'm sleepy though. We're at 9.9 miles an hour. Look at that. When does the line move in for me? Models have it still being a bit, unfortunately. Let's see here. Main line passes through about 6:30, 6:30. So that's still about 4 hours. There ain't no way. There ain't no way I am being up for that. But I want to so bad. It sucks. It actually sucks. I should have got my nap in earlier, man. I should have. I tried. These streams help the workday go by fast. Do they really? Well, I'm glad that I can help lower your misery. No, but I'm glad you enjoy them. I'm glad. Well, actually, you didn't say you enjoyed them. You just said they make them go faster. So I kind of assumed that you enjoyed them. Definitely, the clouds are thickening up a bit. I mean, we got diurnal heating, which is just a fancy way of me saying that the sun heats up the surface. So we got diurnal heating, and right now there's likely. See, I don't know if this environment's more of a turbulent, more of like TBL, or if it's more of LBL. So there's laminar boundary layer, which is where the air is mostly flowing in one direction. I take it, given the kinematics, that it's mostly a laminar flow. It's got to be slight turbulence though, from just the sheer uneven heating. I feel like I'm just rambling at this point, and I really apologize. Yeah, but you got something called LBL, which is the laminar boundary layer, which basically is just the air flowing in one direction, basically. And then you got TBL, which is turbulent boundary layer. Basically, because of uneven heating, you get a lot of chaos in the atmosphere. You got just pockets of air rising, pockets of cold air sinking. It's so crazy. Very chaotic. But I feel like today would be a mixture of both TBL and LBL. Some laminar flow because of the kinematics, the wind shear, and also some TBL because of the sheer volume of heating. I mean, our lapse rates, I think they're about 7 degrees Celsius per kilometer. This is at surface 3 kilometer. I'm pretty sure our lapse rates right now are about 7 degrees Celsius. Something like that. Something along those lines. Those winds, though, look at that, man. Like I said, my MESONET's a little bit delayed by about, I don't know, 5-10 seconds or so. Because actually what it does is it logs the data, it sends it over the internet, and I pull it from a server, and then I display it, and that takes time. There is a delay, but it's not much. It's obvious, you can tell. I'm pretty sure you see the winds, then it goes off. Well, definitely. Yeah, you're going to see the winds happen because there's no delay at all. It's traveling light speed. At least to the camera, but from the camera to my computer, it's definitely not light speed. But still faster than, what is it? It still is faster than, yeah, you get it. All right, everybody. I think I'm gonna roll off for now, dude. I'm getting sleepy. I'm gonna probably try to get a little nap in before the line hits. I may or may not come back on for more of this when the line hits. So stay tuned for that. Um, but yeah, just want to say everybody, thank you for joining. I appreciate y'all. Actually, we've been live over an hour. I wasn't even planning on doing another live stream for an hour, just for a little bit. Kind of just threw the stream together and all that stuff. But yeah, main line's rolling through here about 6:30. I may or may not come live for it. I'm either gonna try to get a nap, not be able to fall asleep, be miserable, and not want to stream. B, I'm gonna fall asleep, sleep straight through the event, and not wake up, which is most likely, I think. And then C is I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna stream, and we're gonna do this. Or D, I'm gonna wake up and I'm not gonna want to stream, and I'm gonna watch it myself. So, I don't know which one we're gonna do. It depends. Any of those are possible. Any of those are definitely possible. All right, everybody. Well, you guys take care. I'm gonna head off for now, though. That I do know. I am gonna lay down for a bit. But thank y'all for joining. Appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Leave it a like. Hitting that. Yeah, whatever. Be much appreciated. Thank you guys for joining, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, my friends. See ya later on.